So, welcome to 60 Seconds. Inspired by the legendary Just a Minute show on BBC Radio 4, 60 Seconds is a fast-talking payments game with really simple rules. My name is Mike Chambers, and my task today is to channel my inner Nicholas Parsons with a fintech flair and drive into carefully curated topical payment subjects, from faster payments to frictionless checkout and everything in between. We've got a great panel today, talented, creative, inventive payment nerds for this episode. Two guests you may recognise. We're welcome back to Neira Jones and Edward Island, and we've got two new guests this time around, Dave Birch and Nilixa Devlukia. Welcome, all four of you, and thank you so much for taking part. Now, we're going to jump straight in, and I thought we'd pick on one of the returning guests today. So, Neira, I'm going to ask you to start a conversation for 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition, or deviation on the subject of the checks in the post. Starting now.
Checks in the post are a bane in my life. This little piece of paper annoys me thoroughly when HMRC or anyone else in the industry, particularly in the public sector, either require one of those for payments or make the process.
Hey, okay. Nilixa, we got an intervention from you there with your challenge to Neira.
What the repetition of the word require?
It was. There was a hesitation and a require. Perfect. Well, Nilixa, it comes to you now for 36 seconds without hesitation, repetition or deviation on the subject of the checks in the post. Starting now.
I can't remember the time I ever received a cheque. It's been such a long time that I think that I wouldn't even know where my cheque...
Hang on, Nilixa. Dave, repetition.
Dave? Repetition of time.
Yes.
Perfect. Dave, the subject comes to you. I'd forgotten to do scoring, so I've just caught up. Dave, Dave, it comes to you now. We've got 28 seconds on the subject of the checks in the post.
The checks in the post is one of those ways that you can tell if somebody is American without them telling you that they actually come from that continent, because obviously nobody in any form of advanced economy has actually seen a cheque outside of a museum, and has certainly not used one for a considerable number of years. I think I do have a checkbook in the house somewhere. Although
hang on. Neira, yeah?
Repetition on check.
No, but I think that's allowed, isn't it? Isn't that in the subject?
Only in the first sentence, I think.
No, you can repeat the subject, the words any time. I could be awkward and say it's the checks in the post, plural, not singular, but I'm not going to be that harsh on Dave Birch. So good try, Neira, but no, that's not right. Dave, it comes back to you with 4 seconds, starting now.
Made it on VAR. So the check is in the post is one of those phrases that I find very odd.
And that's the minute up.
Neira, you really helped me out there. Thank you.
There you go, technology.
Good bit of team play.
So, Dave, you were speaking as the subject ended. You get a point for that. So, you're striking the lead there. You've got a point for finishing and a point for challenging. And Neira and Nicholas, you've got a point. Edward, yet to score, but it was only the first question. Let's go to Edward for this one. Right. Edward, without repetition, hesitation, or deviation on the subject of Britain's love affair with direct debit. Starting now.
Britain's love affair with direct debit is very rational. I can understand why people would want to have a direct debit. It's very convenient. It works well. It has good recourse for the payer from a direct debit.
Hesitation.
Hey. Just waiting there, Dave. You're right. Hesitation. Good try, Edward. I'll make sure I go with the point this time. So the subject comes to you, Dave. You've got 36 seconds left on Britain's love affair with direct debit.
The direct debit is a strange 1970s thing. It's a bit like skateboards or CB radio or something like that. And the reason why...
Hang on a minute, Edward. You challenged?
Yeah, it's not 1970s. It's 1960s.
Direct debits?
As the
Fax?
former...
Didn't that start in the 60s?
As
Yeah,
a
but
former
that was
CEO of
standing
Bax,
order.
I can tell you it's 1968 the company was formed, but it didn't process direct debits until about
Oh, okay.
72,
You're
73.
talking to nerds now, Edward. You're talking to nerds.
I thought I was being
So
really clever there. Oh
it
well.
did some
Okay.
weird stuff between 68 and 72, 73 with credits on a tape and punch cards. Not really too sure what it
Okay.
did. So good try,
Yeah.
Edward. In fact, because Bax is close to my heart, I'm going to give you a point for that.
Thank you.
And Dave, it
Okay.
goes back to you. 27 seconds on Britain's love affair with direct debit.
Britain's love affair with direct debits is similar to the affection for everything else from the 1970s. We have an odd nostalgia for that period right now, and direct debits are no different. By rights, they shouldn't really exist. In a rational payment system, you would have everything done through a single credit message, and any form of direct debit system would be implemented as as a request to pay that sits on top of that basic infrastructure. But somehow we like it.
Dave, you get a point for speaking as the minute finished.
Yeah.
So well done.
Do,
Good try, Edward.
do you give Edward an extra? Somebody actually learned something about payments by listening to that.
Yeah. Give an extra
Oh.
point for technical know-how.
I think there should be a bonus when somebody learns something.
Perfect. Right. So this one goes from this. Dave, you didn't say 1970s hack. That's what I was expecting you to say. Anyway, I put it in for you. Anyway, we're going to move from a 1970s hack to something a little bit more modern. And Nilixa, I think we'll ask you to start on this one, please. Without hesitation, repetition, or deviation, on the subject of the best thing about open banking. The best thing about open banking, starting now.
Well, as you know, that is a subject close to my heart. The best thing about open banking is that it gives consumers choice, it gives businesses faster access to their money, and it allows for a plethora of innovative services to actually come to market and provide.
Nilixa sort of announced that, didn't she? But Neira, you're right. You've got in there with a hesitation. I'm going to put the point down for that. And there are 37 seconds left, Neira, without hesitation, repetition, or deviation on the best thing about open banking.
The best thing about open banking is, of course, all the things that Nilixa described.
But wrong pronunciation of my name.
Oh, that's a deviation, right?
Oh, that's. I'll tell you what, so I'm going to say it wrong now, aren't I? But Nilixa, I'm going to give you a point for that for wrong pronunciation. I have nightmares about saying your name, as well as is it Neira or Neira. So I always get really nightmares about that. So a point for interjecting, but in the rules of the game, I think we'll go back to Neira. 27 seconds on the subject of the best thing about open banking.
Okay, the best thing about open banking are all the things that Nilixa described, but I would say there is probably a lack of branding. When Barclaycard launched the credit card, they did a lot of communication and dissemination for people to understand how to use the instrument. We've had no such thing with open banking. People don't know about it, don't know what to do with it, and couldn't care less. They use apps, they use personal financial management apps because they are convenient for them, with no idea that open banking is sitting underneath. When you talk about merchants, they should care because at the end of the day, the fees should be lower. Hopefully, when we have things like commercial VRPs coming to the fore.
Deviation.
Hang on a minute. We've got a deviation question, Dave.
We already have.
VRP is an open banking feature.
We already have commercial VRP. Didn't it start like 2 weeks ago?
It did start, but
Thank you.
it's not yet common stream.
Not the point.
I think we get the challenge right that we haven't got it. The question is yet. We should have it, but it's not there. So I think a very fine line there, Neira. But let's go to Dave. I've just looked at the clock.
Yes.
So I just looked at the clock there. So well done, Neira. That was a stunning effort and a really cruel intervention there from Dave. But being cruel is the game. Where should we go now, Edward? Let's start with 60 seconds without repetition, deviation or hesitation on the image I'd put on a £5 note. The image I'd put on a £5 note, starting now.
So the image that I would put on.
Oh, sorry, was that me?
Note,
Sorry, no,
no,
Edward.
it's me.
Oh, I was going to say I got confused for a moment because I didn't hear. I was about to say hesitation, but then I thought maybe he'd frozen.
I think Edward may have frozen. It's a bit glitchy. Let's go for it again, Edward. The image
Okay.
I'd put on a £5 note.
The image I put on a £5 note would have to be an animal, and I would take the creature from a great book written
Hesitation.
by George Orwell. Oh,
Edward,
I thought about
Ed,
this subject as well, and
we
I was
got a
ready for it.
hesitation. Let's try and see if you can win it back. It may have been a glitch on the internet rather than you, but
Okay.
we'll go with the hesitation. Dave, I'll hand it to you. 24 seconds. The image I'd put on a £5 note.
The image that I'd put on a £5 note would be the same as the image I'd put on every other piece of British printed currency. And that's the figure of Sir Thomas Gresham, who was the father of the English financial system. Our first financial terrorist, the man responsible for setting up the chapters that...
Hang on a minute, Dave. We've got a question
Repetition
for
of the word
an invention from Ed.
Damn!
Perfect.
Right.
Edward, you've won it back. And you said you had a particular quote. You've got 4
Yes.
seconds to get that quote in.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
starting, the image I put on a £5 note, starting now.
The image I would put on a £5 note would be an animal, and I would take that animal from a book, Animal Farm.
We're there, and we still didn't get your Animal Farm quote. Give us your Animal Farm
I'm gonna put
quote,
a pig
Edward.
on. I want to put a pig on.
A pig on it. Excellent. Right. I'm looking at my list if I've got it right. I don't think we've started with Dave, so let's go to Dave for a start. This is a good subject for you, Dave. Very generous man you are. So 60 seconds on hesitation, repetition on deviation on the subject of splitting the bill, starting now.
Splitting the bill is one of those fintech applications which always seems to feature when young people are pitching incredible innovations in monetary software and systems of the future. In reality, it's absolutely not a problem. If you live in any sort of normal country, if you split the bill, then you just send the people the money there and then. Like, for example, if we were all out at a nice restaurant right now, the bill would come along. Obviously, there'd be a dispute. But
Oh, hang on, Dave. Neira?
damn her, she's right.
Neira, tell me why you think Dave thinks you're right.
Sorry, Mike,
Yeah, why did you interject?
because Dave said bill twice.
I did.
Yeah, however,
And I'm too honest.
the subject
But
is
isn't it
splitting
in
the
the
bill.
title?
It's in the title. You can splitting the bill.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's okay. You can say bill twice. Now, I put a point down there in anticipation. I'm going to have to take that point back off there. And Dave, according to my watch now, it's 30 seconds left for you to continue speaking on splitting the bill.
Well, I invite the listeners to picture the circumstances under which this would
Sorry.
occur.
Oh,
So-
hang-
But
hang on,
yeah,
Neira.
interject. Pitch.
What?
Yeah, we had young fintechs pitching, and then the pitch there as well.
I didn't say pitch.
Right at the beginning.
No, I said I'd like to invite the listeners to picture.
No,
Oh.
but before, in the other section, you talked about pitching software.
Yeah.
I?
But just now
Oh.
he didn't. Did you say picture?
No, I said picture.
I
not
think we had pitch and picture is what I'm hearing.
Oh,
Okay.
picture. Sorry, misheard.
Picture and picture. No, I've just said it. Anyway, you get the drift. Right, 22 seconds. Incorrect challenge. Back to you, Dave, starting now.
We review the bill. We naturally make some adjustments for the amount of wine that Neira drank compared to the rest of it. I mean, that would be the natural and polite way of doing
We
it.
have a starter.
Exactly. So,
Just hang on a minute there. In the show, they do award points for interjections, and I think Edward's interjection, I didn't have a starter, was stunning. So a point to Edward. Go back, Dave. Carry on.
and it did make me laugh. So we get to the point where we decide, okay, we do all this division, and I owe Edward £10, I owe Mike £20. At that point, I would just
The
take
minute's
my...
up. The minute's up, Dave. You were speaking as the minute finished,
brilliant.
so you do get
Brilliant.
that point. Let's think about a subject for Nilixa to start off with. 60 seconds without hesitation, repetition or deviation on coppers down the back of my sofa. Coppers down the back of my sofa. Starting now.
When you asked me about coppers down the back of my sofa, I had to think what that actually was, Mike. And then I realised that you were talking about 1 pences and the proverbial twopence. There are no coppers down the back of my sofa because I genuinely don't think I have any coppers even in my purse today. When I was growing up, I had many coppers as I used to go and buy penny sweets. I used to buy lovely...
repetition of penny.
Yeah, we had a penny earlier. You did very well to get from penny to twopence, but then we've got penny there. So, Dave, how have we got? 27 seconds on the subject of coppers down the back of the sofa. Or, sorry, coppers down the back of my sofa, starting now.
I'm actually very worried about coppers down the back of my sofa because I use social media extensively. And under the Starmer regime, it's become very difficult to post any actual opinions with any content on social media because you're always constantly worried that the coppers down the back of the sofa will come out and say, well, that's no good. You can't say that Edward's a moron because that's disrespectful to morons. You know? And even... I'm not just using that as an
Not being
example.
nice.
I'm sort of pleased to say the time has gone on. So, Dave, you were speaking as the minute went, and I think
I was inviting a deviation challenge. But
well, I think the timer went at a perfect time.
I made it just in time.
Oops, and let's go to the next subject. Let's start with Neira on this one, and where are we going to go with this one? Okay, 60 seconds, you know the drill, and the subject is why my bank keeps texting me about fraud. Why my bank keeps texting me about fraud. Starting now.
Why my bank keeps texting me about fraud? I actually love it. I love my bank.
Repetition of love.
Oh. Your love for your bank took control of your senses there, Neira. So yeah. So Dave,
There is big
Neira,
love there.
big love for a
Very
bank.
big love.
Let not ask Neira who she banks with. 50 seconds then, Dave, on the subject of why my bank keeps texting me about fraud. Starting now.
Well, the fundamental reason why my bank keeps texting me about fraud is because I keep doing it. I really should learn to stay on the right side of the tracks when it comes to this sort of thing. But the fact is, I'm fascinated by criminal behaviour of all kinds. And the obvious way to learn more about something is by doing it. It's also, by the way, a very profitable sideline because I need something to fall back on if this whole kind of consulting thing doesn't work out. But every time they text me and say, stop doing fraud, I just ignore it. I just delete it. I do report spam, actually, and then get rid of it. So it's all a bit pointless. If they would actually do something about fraud instead of texting me about it, then we might see some actual action in the marketplace. Because right now, fraud...
Hang on, Dave, Neira.
Repetition.
Actual.
Who was first? Who was first, Edward or Nilixa there? I'm going to go for... I'm going to jump on the side of... sorry, Edward or Neira. I'm going to try on Neira. Go on. 9 seconds left on why my bank keeps texting me about fraud. Starting now.
Because they exhibit good behavior and they actually do something about it.
Deviation.
Oh.
Sorry?
They don't do anything about it. Fraud is completely out of control in the UK. Where is your evidence they do anything about it?
I had a fraudulent transaction on my account the other day, and they say, "Do you know this? Do you know these people?" They automatically.
That wasn't really Barclays, Nilixa. You mustn't reply to those messages.
They did do something
sorry,
about
Neira.
it, and I was very happy. And they sent me a new card within 24 hours, which was
Perfect. You are clearly in love with your bank. So very, very good with that. And we won't go down the rabbit hole of keeping that conversation going because we're going to move to the next subject, and we're going to start with Edward. Edward, your subject for 60 seconds is the trouble with tipping. the trouble with tipping.
The
Starting
trouble
now.
with tipping, the trouble with tipping is when to do it. Sometimes you need to, and other times you don't.
Repetition of times.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. You got in there, Dave. Thank you, Edward, for starting us off. You managed 11 seconds, which means there's 49 seconds left. It goes to Dave on the trouble with tipping, starting now.
The trouble with tipping is that you don't know when to do it. And the reason for that is because...
No, isn't that just what Edward said, though? Doesn't that count as
No.
repetition?
I think you can not repeat what you said.
Yeah.
I think if you kept repeating what someone else said...
I think you're allowed... I'm allowed to shamelessly plagiarise Edward's excellent idea. Question.
With Nilixa,
within
good
the
try. I'm going to add a point for that. But Dave, back to you. 42 seconds on the trouble with tipping.
I'll give you a straightforward example. In the UK, you go into the coffee shop, you order your latte, they put something up on the POS terminal, you tap, you get your coffee and walk out. If you try and do the same thing in the United States, you order your delicious warm beverage, they put something up on the little screen there, and you have to press a button.
Oh, hang on, Dave. Edward, yeah?
Something up. You've said something up twice.
What?
Something up twice. Okay. So it does come to you for your views on the trouble with tipping, Edward.
Dave's just checking.
Dave's going back and checking his transcript.
No, I did.
Right, Edward, back to you.
Can't get out of this.
20
The trouble
seconds.
with tipping is whether the person who you're tipping is really going to get it. If you do it on a machine, is it likely?
Hesitation.
That
Oh, it was the briefest of hesitation, but it was a hesitation. So, Nilixa, point to you. You've got 12 seconds left on the subject
not going to
of...
steal my idea.
Yeah, so you're going to plagiarise Edward and Dave in your 12 seconds.
Absolutely.
The trouble with tipping, starting now.
The trouble with tipping is that I never know exactly how much or when I should tip. This is particularly a problem when I travel abroad, and different customs mean that there are different expectations of
You're there,
exactly when.
Nilixa.
She's there.
Congratulations, you did that. I'm going to put the point down before I forget. Yeah, you finished off on talking about...
I
the trouble with
did,
tipping.
but I was surprised because I stopped because I said different twice.
You can try and repeat. It's whether you get away with it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't catch that. Good one.
Let's go to Neira for this question. It's the penultimate question, Neira, for you to start off. You've got 60 seconds on this penultimate question of the parking meter that only takes exact change. The parking meter that only takes exact change. Starting now.
The parking meter that only takes exact change is a pain in my life and causes me to go and park somewhere else because I don't have any coppers on the back of my sofa. I certainly don't have any coins in my purse, and therefore I am left wondering what to do because the
hang on
device
there,
does
Edward.
not take.
Hang on, Edward.
It's just not relevant, this. We're not talking about parking meters here at all. We're talking about change down your sofa.
No?
Haven't we got to stick to the brief?
Well, I was making an example to say I don't have any coppers or coins in my purse.
Edward, I'm going to give you a point for the challenge, but I'm not going to hand the baton back to you. I'm going to give Neira the benefit of the doubt that she's going to circle this back to the parking meter that only takes...
much more relevant on this.
So, Neira, you've got 32 seconds to make this much more relevant to the subject, starting now.
So therefore, when I am faced with such a device, I just go back to my car and drive off to another place where I can actually use a
That's
card
repetition.
to pay.
Hang on a minute, Nilixa.
Sorry, Neira talked about parking at another place already.
Yeah, she did. When you first started off. So it's the whole 60 seconds, or the portion of 60 seconds you're talking about. So correct challenge. 18 seconds left. And Nilixa on the parking meter that only takes exact change. Starting now.
I would love a parking meter that only takes exact change, because the trauma I have is parking meters that require different apps. in order for me to pay for my parking. And invariably, I don't have those applications on my phone at the point in time that I want to pay to park.
You're there. Fantastic. Fantastic, clever use of apps and applications. Very key there. Very good.
I'm getting the hang of it, Mike. I'm getting the hang of it. I still think I should get extra points for tuppence, though.
Good try, but no. Okay, so we are up to now. You've got a hang of it. We're on to the last question. By law of ticks on my box, this one should be Dave to start with. So the 60 seconds are on the subject of my payments gripe. My payments gripe. Starting now.
My payments gripe is that around here there are some places that still accept cash. And the only reason they do this, in my view, is because they want to avoid tax on an industrial scale. The latest figures from HMRC show that the tax gap in the United Kingdom is in the region of...
tax?
Hang on.
Shit.
Nilixa, was that you? Did you say a challenge on tax? Well done. That point could be crucial to the final scores.
Oh my goodness, no pressure now.
I just thought I'd lay the pressure on you a little bit there. And to lay the pressure a little bit more, 40 seconds left on the subject of my payments gripe, starting now.
My biggest payments gripe is repeatedly being asked by my children to pay for this, that or the other. It invariably happens on a Friday night when they're about to go out with their mates, and I might get it as they leave the door, but often they're on their way, maybe on the train, and I receive a little text message saying, Mum...
Edward?
Repetition of maybe.
Two maybes.
Ooh,
Well done.
Good pick. I didn't catch that one, but...
Without
Good
giving
spot.
too much away in the scoring, that could be an important point as well, Edward. So, 13 seconds left on my payments gripe, starting now.
So my payments gripe is having to put an account number into an app and getting it right every time, especially if I'm in Europe and I need to put in an IBAN.
Hesitation.
That was the end of the minute before the challenge, but tell me the challenge. What was the challenge?
Hesitation.
Hesitation.
Yeah.
It was at the time the alarm went off, so I'm gonna say that was just too close for comfort there. So that takes us through our subjects today. Let's just look at the scores in reverse order. Neira, you were there, and just above Neira was Nilixa and Edward tied on the same number of points, and the winner was Dave. So huge congratulations to Dave.
I know it's just for fun, but no, it isn't.
There is no prize other than the glory of being on 60 seconds. So
Absolutely.
It was glorious, so thank you.
Thank you guys for taking part. Thank you for being up for a laugh. Thank you for making mistakes. They were the winners, as I said. As we close out on this episode of 60 Seconds, we are, of course, indebted to Ian Messiter and Nicholas Parsons for the original show concept that we're making our own for payments. Thanks for listening to 60 Seconds, and we'll be back with another episode soon.
Thank you.